Good morning, world. I'm not sure if you can hear me with these headphones on. Hopefully the mic's working. Just been testing it out. And they've got road workers next to me, which we'll see if that gets cancelled out. It's supposed to be like noise cancelling or something along that line. So, what do we think about CERN being rebooted? I think they've been building a new one. I'm not sure when that opens. I don't think that one's been open yet, but I know they've fired it up over these last week or two. It got closed down a while back because they were having crazy things come through, demonic shapes, faces, sounds, and I think it freaks a lot of people out, to be honest. So they shut it down. Smashing particles together, trying to play God, trying to find out how the universe, the very start of the universe, trying to create a big bang, they say has quite frightening consequences if it goes wrong. If it was big enough, and if that collider broke, it opened, there's a possibility, I don't know how big, maybe it's only very small, but there is a possibility of a black hole being formed, which is not good for anyone. Anyone knows anything, if a black hole does form, if it's big enough, it'll engulf everything around it, including this planet and everything on it. But that aside, it is demonic. The whole thing was planned from the beginning. If anybody's ever seen the actual opening of CERN, there was a basic ritual with the god. I think it was at the time Shiva, which is the statue outside it, still there now. Baal, Moloch, they were all kind of in the background, people walking, dancing around and getting thrown about in the air with horns and devils and demons and all kinds of demonic stuff. So yeah, they're opening portals and they have no idea what they're messing with. They have no idea what can come through. I know a little bit of these past 5 years about the demonic. I've been under quite a mad attack myself since becoming a Christian. Obviously the devil hates losing a soul, so they've been attacking me, and I know just from personal stance these things are evil and they hate humanity. People may think that, you know, connecting with these things, it might be a good thing. You know, maybe they can work together on something. Like, they think, a lot of people think it's aliens or the Anunnaki or something along them lines, that, you know, like past civilizations from other worlds that they're connecting with, but they're not. They're connecting with Satan's demons that was left here after the flood. See, what happened back then was the world as it is today was falling apart. It was falling further and further into depravity, into sin. And they had things like temple prostitutions, orgies, all kinds of sexual immorality, a lot of idol worship, a lot of spirit, you know, ancestor worship, things like that, pagan stuff. And it got really, really dark. So God flooded the earth. He saved a family, which we all know as Noah, which people thought was crazy at the time. They saved him and his family, and they started again. But what happens is they left behind the offspring of the fallen angels. So in the beginning, the fallen angels fell, they disobeyed God, and they were kicked out of heaven in a war, and a third of them followed Satan. They, as it would read in the Bible, a lot believe, and I am one of those people, they had relationships, shall we say, with the women of the earth, which created hybrids, which were neither fully human or fully giants. That's why we find these giant bones and things like that. So there's a bloodline. So God got rid of it because they were bringing so much sin. They were giving us information like about, plant medicines, things like that, magic, sex magic, all kinds of stuff, witchcraft that we shouldn't be getting involved in, and ultimately idolatry. So when the flood happened, everybody died, obviously, the bodies did, but because these hybrids were neither human or directly fallen angels, they were the offspring of them, so they were half and half. So there was nowhere for them to go. So the Bible says that at the end is judgment. But if your DNA has been tampered with, if you're different, if you're not exactly who you're supposed to be, you neither go to heaven or hell. So them spirits have been lurking around on the earth ever since, gaining more knowledge, more insight, getting stronger and stronger, trying to find a way to embody more and more human beings, and I think open up a more direct path, because we have to invite them in. But I believe what they're doing in CERN is they're opening portals that they have no idea what could come through, and if it does open, obviously it's out of their hands. They don't know about this stuff. They don't even know what they're communicating with at this point. How do they close it? So yeah, dangerous stuff, but very, very interesting. So yeah, they opened that up the other week. I don't know if it was this week or last week, and they've been smashing particles together, trying to get some results and do some scientific methods, try and find out how things came to be. But unfortunately, we're human beings. We're never going to have God's capacity, and we're messing with something that we're not only told to stay away from biblically, but also, if you don't know what you're messing with, it's the same with the AI, which is obviously connected to these supercomputers and things. Once they become more intelligent and they see what we're all about, what happens then, people? I'm just saying, it's out of our hands, isn't it? So yeah, just wanted to share that this morning as I was thinking about it on the way back from the shop. Something to think about, eh? Take care.